Hello everybody, welcome back to F1 2021 then, and you join us as we approach the Canadian Grand Prix. My name's Chris, welcome along if you're new. You can see here that we're actually looking to upgrade some components potentially. We've just put in a new engine, and we're hoping for a bit of a better weekend this time, as in Baku last weekend we came 17th.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car, ready for the next race weekend.
It was a wet one, so here's hoping for some better weather, and it's not to be. We've got rain forecast for qualifying and the race, so yeah. Fingers crossed then that we can do a little better this time. Let's head into practice and see how we get on. Here we are then, you join us in practice 1 on Friday, and we're just getting to grips with the Canadian circuit. It's been a little while since we raced here, so getting up to speed. And whoa! Oh! Big crash. And we've destroyed the front wing. A little bit later on in the weekend, you can see that this is not going well.
Good enough that lap. Try again.
3 bad laps back to back, and Jeff is not happy with us at the moment, so we're going to go for a 4th. And it wasn't meant to be, so that's what happened in practice. We did eventually get up to speed. We did get some good laps in. So let's go qualifying. Let's see how we can qualify for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Information time. We've lost oil pressure. Looks like a leak somewhere in the system. We're on standby for the time being until we can patch it up.
Strong start then. Oil pressure system issue. But we get that sorted and we head out on the track for a flying lap. Setting a fastest sector there. And then we put it in the wall. There seems to be a bit of a pattern here at Canada. So let's get on board then as we do actually finish a lap. Where's this going to put us? P6. Not bad for Q1. That will get us into Q2, of course. And actually you end up in P10. But that's fine. We go into qualifying 2. So let's do this then. Qualifying 2. Join us on board. Cutting the track a little there. Surprised I didn't get a warning for that one. Pierre Gasly going fastest with a 1:12.4. We go fastest through sector 2. Valtteri Bottas going fastest with a 1:11. What can we do then as we come through the final chicane along to the start finish line? P1 with a 1:11.1. We'll take that. Ultimately we land in P3, but that's okay. We move on to the final round of qualifying.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Bottas, Perez, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Power, Sainz, Gasly, Tsunoda, and Sebastian Vettel, Bottas, Ocon, George Russell, and Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, and Kimi Raikkonen, Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Well. Starting on P6 then. We actually qualified in P7, but somebody's taken a grid penalty, so that puts us 1 place up the order. That's good for us. Having a little look at the strategy, we're going to go soft to medium. Take out a little bit of fuel. Don't want to overfuel the car. To try and keep ourselves competitive as we head into the race then for this Canadian Grand Prix. We wait for the 5 red lights. And we are underway for the Canadian Grand Prix as we absolutely send it off the start. Not a bad start. We got Sainz to the left, Hamilton to the right. Goodness me, as we go into turn 1, we get a little sandwich there and a warning. Unbelievable. Up into P5 then. And Hamilton's fighting back. No rain just yet. Let's have another look at that start then. Just watch carefully as we come into turn 1. We're 3 wide with Leclerc and Hamilton, and we get absolutely sandwiched in there. We had nowhere to go. Thankfully, we made it out the other side, because that would have been a less than ideal start otherwise.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control. There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
As we come into lap 2 then, Jeff giving us some bad news about the MGU-H. That's not ideal. But we continue, and we're chasing after our teammate here. As we jump on board with Lewis Hamilton, who's going to make a move on us at the end of lap 3. Switches to the left as we go into the hairpin. And he's going to get us. He gets the move done as we... Oh, he doesn't! We're holding it, but he's just got better pace than us, even on those medium tyres. And he gets us. We're now back down into P6 as we approach the end of lap 3. Carlos Sainz on our bumper. Max Verstappen going fastest.
We're trailing our teammate by 2.1 seconds.
Into lap 4 then. We're trying to chase after Hamilton, but he's just got so much pace as we come towards the tail end of lap 4. Catching Hamilton slowly. But our soft tyres are going to start to fall off soon. So we need to be careful. We need to look after them. We also need to be looking after that MGU-H as well. Not sure what we can really do there, but here we go then. Up into the final chicane, getting a little bit closer to Hamilton, but not close enough to make a move just yet as we get DRS down the main straight. We look to the inside, or the outside, sorry.
That's a new fastest lap of the race.
We go fastest. We have a little battle with Hamilton, and we come out on top. up into P5. But it's not over yet. You join me later on in lap 5, and as you can see in the mirror, and by the time delta, Hamilton is only a couple tenths behind us. He's right on our gearbox as we go into the chicane then. Super close to us here. Let's have a look at this from Hamilton's point of view. As we go into turn 1. He dives down the inside. But we don't let him through just yet. We are not done here. We want that P5. Still holding on to that fastest lap for now. As we continue. Boxing at the end of lap 6 then. For the medium tyres. Gonna go for the undercut. Let's see how this works out for us, because it's pretty early to be pitting for the medium tyres. We'll see though.
Release.
As we come out the pit lane then.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
In theory, this is our final stop. If it doesn't rain, we're going to the end on these tyres, so we need to be mindful of that. We are hoping for rain, but you never know. As we come to the end of lap 7, we're following Mick Schumacher into the final chicane. Latifi behind us. We get DRS though, so we're going to go past Mick as he turns almost into us. What is it with the Haas and not seeing us? Leclerc coming out of the pit lane then. That's our rival this championship, so we're going to be chasing him down as best we can. First we've got to get round Raikkonen though. And as we know, that's not always an easy task. Down into the hairpin. That was not a planned move. We simply just got on the brakes a little late, but we get round Raikkonen, and that's good for us. We need to go after Leclerc and get ahead. Leclerc now in lap 9. We're on his gearbox. We're ready to make this move. We just need to find our opportunity. We've got a bit of traffic ahead, as you can see. Alonso ahead of Leclerc. Oh, we make contact. Luckily no damage as we come towards the hairpin then. Can we make a move here? We're a little far back, but we're going for it. And not only do we get Leclerc, but we also get Alonso in one corner. Incredible. Incredible. Let's have a look at that then. This is on board with Charles Leclerc. And we just come steaming up the inside and just edge past Alonso as well. Perfect. Here we come then into lap 10, turn 1. And we've got Ocon and Stroll battling in front of us. Which means we can get closer and potentially get past them both. Which will bring us up into P6, which is almost back to where we were as we go. Oh, that was so close down there. Past Ocon as he was going super slow there for some reason. And we're after Stroll.
Good job, nice overtake.
Jeff happy with that one. We chase after Lance Stroll then, who's currently in P6. We go for the attack. Up the inside into the final chicane. And he peels off into the pit lane. So we really didn't need to do that, but here we go. We didn't know that he was going to do that. Hamilton's in the pit lane. Norris in the pit lane. Verstappen in the pit lane too. There's Norris coming out. And that leaves us in P5 currently with Hamilton right behind us for the final 7 laps of this race here in Canada. As we jump to the end of lap 12 then, you can see Hamilton right on our gearbox. He is ready to make the move up into P4 where we currently are. And he looks towards the outside, make contact with us, but we don't let him through just yet. We're not done here. We are not done here. Let's have a look at that from his point of view then as he comes up onto the grass even. That was a ballsy move. And we spang wheels as we go into turn 1. But we're not having it. We are going to defend this one as much as we can. Hamilton putting up a good fight though.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Look at Hamilton. He is after us. As we come down to the hairpin, he's going to make a move on the outside. And we kind of let him go. And I think what we were thinking here is that we would let him go, get DRS, and then take him back. Can we make that happen? That's the question. As we come up to the final chicane on lap 13, he just pulls away. As you can see, you join us on lap 14, and he is over a second ahead. So no DRS for us here. Alonso out of the session, and we're running out of fuel. Not ideal. Ridiculous wear on the MGU-H. It's not looking good for us at the moment, as it looks like it might even start raining soon at the end of lap 15. The fuel situation is dire. Bottas behind, 3.2 seconds behind. And catching. He's catching fast. He's now only 2 and a bit seconds as we go towards lap 17. We've got 2 laps left, and we do not have enough fuel, so we need to save fuel here. Bottas now under a second behind us.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Jeff reminding us that we are very low on fuel. Bottas is going to get DRS from us as we go into the final lap.
Our gap to the car in front is 7.9 seconds.
Attempting to save fuel, but it's not going great so far. So Bottas gets DRS, and he's gaining. Gonna go for the move then, up the inside. Oh, he backs out, and we slow down. I was kind of thinking again, let him through, have him tow us along. We saved some fuel. It wasn't working.
This is your final lap of the race.
And now we've got a battle on our hands because we think, well, I just let you through and you didn't go. So, yeah. The rain looks like it's starting to fall as well on the final lap. So, we've got to be careful as we battle Bottas on the final lap of this Canadian Grand Prix. He is right behind us. Right behind us. If we make a mistake, we're done for. So we have to be so careful here. On the run to the hairpin then. And Bottas in our slipstream. He's going to get a good run by the looks of it out of the hairpin. We're a sitting duck at this point. We've got nothing. We're running out of fuel. And Bottas goes through. On the final lap. That's so unfortunate. We could have had a P5, but we come home for P6. Which is where we started, so not too bad. Not too bad.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Some solid points for the team. Unfortunate about losing that place to Bottas at the end, who actually gets driver of the day as well. But here we are. Not a bad Canadian Grand Prix for us, all things considered.
That's it then for another magnificent Canadian Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
There we are then, the Canadian Grand Prix for Season 1 of our driver career, and we come in 6th place, which is where we qualified, so we can't complain about that. We had some good opportunities, but also we underfueled.
Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
That's got to be the Flying Finn. Wait, how many Flying Fins have we had now? Anyway, I'm talking about Bottas this time. Just great raw speed, and a good job in traffic as well.
Let's move on to the constructors. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Norris in P3. Good stuff. And we dropped down to 7th in the drivers. How are we doing in the constructors then? McLaren, our team, currently 2nd. This is on.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
No secret.
Your teammate had a great race today and was rewarded with a podium. Do you have any comments on their performance?
No, they did
Your
good.
teammate beat you today. Was it a setup issue or something else?
Just drove better than me. It's pretty simple.
Great. Well, that's everything.
With all that said though, we had the MGUH issue. We didn't put enough fuel in. Did our pit stop strategy potentially hurt us? I don't know. But all things considered, it was an okay race. So our next race then, we're going to hope for a better result. We're heading to France. One of my stronger tracks, I might add. So let's see how we get on there. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to give us a like. Leave us a little comment. And if you liked it that much, subscribe to the channel and I will see you for the next one. Bye bye.